Hello, everyone. I'm going to a Wordle. How are you doing this afternoon? As I Wordle. There we go. For some reason, whenever I hit borderless, that makes this work better, my model. Also, whenever I go to the full screen mode, my head tilts up for some reason. So I always have to like readjust. I need to do a V2 of my VTuber. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes. There we go. That's nice. What we got? Oh, I already did that. Learn? No, I already did R. Uh, gains? Yeah, we can do gains. We can do something else too. Uh, and ant, ant, spent. No. Faint, want, once. No, I already did it. S. This is not a great start. Chan, chant. What do we got? Thank. Oh, thank. Lit. Done in 4. Because every Wordle I do is statistically done in 4. Thank you, Wordle. Very cool. All right, so what was I doing? Last time I was working on rockets and making rocket go boom whenever they shoot into people. So right now, I need to see what I was doing and how far I got into that. Why head tilt? Why head tilt? Eh? 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 I can tilt my head like that. Oh, okay. Single player. Let's roll. All right. So we've got the heads up display working nicely, filling in the bounding box. Cool, cool, cool. Oh yeah. I need a rocket, and I need to shoot at that guy and see what it does. Nothing happened. Why did nothing happen? Oh, it did happen. Okay, so the rocket is now too small. I can't see what it's doing. I need to take desperate measures. Goodness, this soundtrack is nuts. What's going on here, Spotify? It's Gris again. Gris Part 2. I need to freaking play this game. Just has like an unnecessarily awesome soundtrack. I'm gonna make this white. See what it does. I need to do one of two things. Because it's not getting close enough. It's just circling the target whenever it gets close to it. And that's not what I want. I want it to explode whenever it gets close to it. Single player, please. Let's go. Yeah, so let me grab the rockets, shoot them. Yeah, it really needs to be better at like predicting where it's gonna go, because never once have I hit it. Huh. Perhaps it can just be an airburst thing. Instead of actually hitting it and exploding, maybe it has to have like a proximity sensor. Or maybe it just needs to be bigger. All right. So how are we doing this? We are interpolating by an interpolation factor. All right. So we have a minimum weight unless we can't turn that hard. We're doing that with the angle diff here. So are we getting distance too? No, we're not. So what we can do is get the distance too, and if we're within a certain range, we can explode. Um, do I want to do that? I might do. If target variable D is equal to global position distance squared to, I can do it this way this time. Global position of target. And let's print that distance just so we can kind of see what we're looking at threshold wise, how low it goes down. Cool. Lego. All right, bazooka time. Okay, I couldn't read that. So we got down to like 10 actually. So if it's below 10, we can probably just explode. Yeah, so if distance is less than 10, print distance. So I want to see, actually, I'll just have it explode and see if it looks good. Yeah, let's just try this. Okay, so what I could have done was like make like a more sophisticated AI that finds it, but I think what I'm just gonna do is if the rocket is close enough, blow up. All right, so let's get the rocket here and shoot it. And that exploded a place I would expect it to. Yeah. Okay. Now it's orbiting it. Oh, it's dead. I killed it. Okay, so um that's interesting. What I might have to do, so what do you do? Like, do you want to do trick shots or something with the rocket? Is that the way we do it? Or do we want to be able to juke the rocket and make it uh go away? Either way, we killed the thing. So we see that it took damage. The plane there took 16 damage, and then it took 88 damage, which killed it. Yeah, that's a big amount of damage for that plane. Okay, I kind of like how that works. I'll leave it for now. Um, just call that good. I do need to fix up a little bit in the heads-up display because it's not showing whenever I shoot the rocket. It's not actually taking away from this amount. And I don't think it's actually switching from bullets to rockets there. These are small issues. I think we need a better arena because right now we have a floor mat. We have an area rug, and that kind of sucks. So what can we do? What can we do? I guess we can get in to Maya. Maya is always fun. So, what do I want in the arena? I want to have a big open place, and I want to have like some obstacles. I want to have cool different terrain, but it also needs to be fairly contained. So we need to sort of do like how um Counter-Strike does. They have a bunch of varied places, but they're really small relatively so that people can fly around and they have freedom, but there's, you're also required to go find people and then engage with them. It'd be different if it were like a single player campaign and you like want to go like really far. And I don't necessarily want to do it like uh PUBG or something where it's just a mahoosive place that gets uh shrunk down. Let's see. How do we want to do it? I think we need some art reference. Plain arena shooter game. I'm sure there are others. So let's take a look at what other people have done and copy the best. A lot of PlayStation 2 style graphic stuff I enjoy. This is really big. With so much of this is almost going to be like Quake in the skies. The skies are quaking. So I kind of need to make a place that's sort of challenging to get around very quickly, but how anyone could get around slowly. Interesting. War dogs. What do we got? This is pretty cool. Air combat simulator. A lot of them for the Android. A lot of mobile games here. And I appreciate the hustle. Let's see. So, one thing that is pretty consistent in my life is I'm really bad at planning things out. And I think this is no exception. Maybe like have a cool city that you could fly around. Perhaps. Well, first let me see. I'm just going to take a look around what I have now and see like how it works for scale. Because you can get across the whole map really quickly. So, yeah, really not long at all before you're just completely out of space. So maybe like have this be like a big open central battleground area and then you can like fly off into different places. I'd like to maybe see this probably about 5 times bigger. So have this be like the biggest section. Paint. No, not int. Paint. I don't want integer. I want paintager. Go on now. All right. Arena. So let's make this bigger so I can actually see it. Arena. So we'll have the big open area for fighting. And what else can we have? Like we can have like a canyon area. We need a city area. I don't want to do a water area necessarily. Um, forest. That is ginormous. Make you a little smaller. Forest. Canyon. City. Open field. And what else? So we'll have 5 distinct zones. City, and then whatever, industrial. I'm just going to start with this. So we can have the open field area, and how big does that need to be? Just so I can pull this in from Maya. So I know how big the player plane is in Maya, because I made it in Maya. Let me import one. Where's the pelican? A little guy. Yeah, so that's really big. I think it's 1-to-1 in Maya. So let me just make that to confirm it. Radius is 400. Boing. Export selection. And I'm going to put this actually in my assets so I can take a look just at how big it is. Ground plane. That'll do. Mesh instance. Ground plane. Pop it on there. Yeah. Okay. So that's the size that we're working with. 400 by 400, meter to meter. Easy squeezy. Do way more than that. Wireframe on shaded, the best way. So let's put this cube over here. And we're doing this in such a way that everything is just massive and it's not wanting to display correctly on screen. Which kind of stinks. How best to go about this? I need a plane. That's what I need. I need just a nice flat surface. And it needs to be, I think, 800 by 800. Yes. And it needs to be subdivided by like 250 or something. Maybe just 200. I don't think we need it to be that high res. So let's sculpt this up a little bit. This might be way too small. Yes, it is. Size, big. I don't think the strength needs to be very big, but size needs to be way bigger. Need to be like 500, my guy. Yeah, it's a lot of pixels to move at any given time. Alright, so what this is going to do is just going to make a really big generalized terrain. Like, there we go. It's a butt. I made a butt. Nice. Now I can make it smaller, and what I'm doing is just kind of coming up with some bony features. Just a little bit of randomnicity to the terrain. Let me see what this looks like in the actual game. There you go. Because right now we're just flying over a flat plane, and that kind of looks not awesome. Mission stands. Grounded plane. Don't hide the collision shape. Hide this. All right, let's give it a nice material. Or an okay material. Well, let's see how this looks. See how, like, flying over it makes me feel about it. Because I feel like this is going to be the part that I struggle with the most. Yeah, this kind of design portion. I'm really good at making the systems and things like that, but design is not my strong suit. Yes. It's not terribly busy to load all this stuff either, which is nice. Yeah, I'm gonna need to mess around with that. Where is my rocket launcher? I need that. Okay, so whenever I switch weapons, it doesn't change the actual, oh, holy crap, I can fire way too many rockets all at once. Yeah, it doesn't switch weapons over on the HUD, so I want to take care of that real quick. Because right now I just feel flummoxed by making the terrain. All right, where are we at? So my ammo widget is not getting... oh yeah, I have another thing here on weapon change. Control. Yes, P-plane connect. Weapon changed to the ammo widget. On weapon change. Nice. Colabel. Alright, so let me make sure player plane has that, because weapon changed. Yes, it does. Back to hood. Weapon changed. Nice, 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 nice. Are we actually calling that, though? Thing? Nope. So, where does that come in? So that comes in at set selected weapon? Where is set selected weapon coming in? Find it. Ooh, Final Fantasy X music. Set selected weapon. Okay, and then it will emit the signal. That's nice. You there. Yes, emit signal. Weapon changed. Lit. All right, so whenever that happens, then the ammo widget calls this function. Oh, on weapon change, it has to pass in the current weapon type. Yes, we're not doing that. There you go. Yeah, so that has to take an argument. Ammo widget will get the ammo type for that weapon, and then we will get the icon path from ammo. Does it have an icon path? It does, but it's not a good one. Do we have another SVG? I'm just going to make this the 5-pointed star, just so I can differentiate it. It will not be what stays, but it will be what I use. Yes, 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 yes. All right, icon path, and then once that's changed, it just changes that. And then what we have to do is call this. This private function here. So the weapon will change, but it doesn't do anything to the amount, so we have to manually change that there. All right, so I'm expecting a couple things. One, it to crash. Two, the icon to be way too big or way too small. And also it to crash. So let's roll. Where are you, Papa? It does look way better with these like rolling hills. Okay. It does change like I want to. And it does decrement the things that I want it to. This is nice. Yes. This is just a freaking hail of gunfire. It needs a cooldown. Let's see. Firing cooldown, where is that? That's gonna be in base weapon. Weapon base. Cooldown time. Ooh, okay. So if we handle it, it's not the trigger lockout mode. Yes. So the rockets are a single fire thing. They are, uh, I guess semi-auto is what you'd call it. Whenever you pull the trigger, you can't shoot it again unless you let go of the trigger. So how am I doing that? All right. In holding primary, I have this thing here where the cooldown tick actually turns to 0 if you let go. So that would allow you to reshoot very quickly. And I don't necessarily want that. Okay, so what I want to try is if cooldown tick plus equals cooldown step. And actually, yeah, this needs to just do this regardless. So physics process, if cooldown tick is not equal to 0, cooldown tick increment by the cooldown step. Yes, do this. Interesting. Interesting. I am causing myself a lot of problems here. So if the cooldown tick is not 0, continue it. And this will allow it to go to 0. Yes. I think this works. but this also allows it to increment. No, I know what I need to do. It still allows it to increment even whenever you're not holding the trigger. So it should only do it whenever you're not holding the trigger. Right? Cooldown tick is none. Cooldown tick plus equals cooldown step. If cooldown tick is greater than the threshold, then cooldown tick equals 0. Nice. And trigger lockout is false. So if the weapon mode is, if not single, all right, if we do fire, cooldown tick plus equals cooldown step. Yeah. So if not trigger lockout, that's fine. Else, so if we are locked out from the trigger, we still need to be doing this. If not trigger lockout, cooldown step plus equals 1. Actually, yeah. I think this is right. I think this is right. So I need to be printing out the cooldown tick. Otherwise, I will just pass out. I also need to set it up here so that we have the cooldown time. So should only be able to fire them like this much. And I kind of want to change this. So cooldown step should always equal delta. Cooldown times, yes. Yeah, instead of these weird little half tick things, I just want to have it how many seconds. Gatling gun is going to be 4/60ths of a second. So a 15th of a second. 0.066 seconds, I think. 0.066. Okay. And rocket launcher, I want to be way longer. I want it to be like 0.8 seconds. So instead of this, we got the physics process. Cooldown tick is not equal to 0. Then we'll add it to delta. Cooldown step. Delta. Handle primary trigger with delta. All right, so where is cooldown step coming in? Where are you at? Cooldown is going to be just cooldown threshold. I can get that directly. Cooldown threshold is equal to weapons get cooldown times. And if this works, Reborn! My man from Morocco, right? We're doing good. Wait, or is that Octane? I'm trying to get my my chat all figured out. We're doing good over here today. Oh, it's a German. Very nice, very nice. Well, yeah, it's Octane is from Morocco. I need to keep some notes on me. We're going good. Right now, I'm working on making planes that shoot rockets, but they don't make it so they don't shoot like 35 times a second. So I guess you would call that balancing. Let's see. So let's try this out and see if that did anything to, one, not break the game. Oh, we already broke it. Here we go. Key 0 is already used there. Oh, yes. Rocket launcher. We need to change that. Cool, cool, cool. Hopefully this works. So if the Gatling gun still works and it fires at a decent rate of speed, it does. What resources did I use to learn the language? In Godot, I used actually I forget the name of him. It's been a while since I watched it. Uh, it was here. Let me Google him, and I'll share the link in chat because his videos are really cool. Godot RPG tutorial. It's been a while since I watched it. Oh, Heartbeast. There we go. I'll share his link here. So, whenever I first watched this, it's been years now. So I'm pretty sure that tutorial is a little bit out of date. But that was the tutorial that I followed, and kind of picked it up from there. But I knew a bit of Python before that, and this is kind of a Pythonic language. Oof, no, that's not what we want. We are able to shoot these rockets way too fast. So GDScript is pretty Pythonic, so it's sort of similar. But the best resource, and it's the resource that I use and have bookmarked all of the time, is the documentation. Literally, I've never seen any documentation better than Godot's for this engine stuff. So whenever you want to know how something works, even in Godot, it also has you can right click and open the documentation for the thing that you're working on. So like if I want to, if I have my plane and I want to know how to move it, well, I can open the documentation, and well, these are the methods I get. I can say get the floor angle, get this, get this, get this. Oh, is it on the floor? I want to know if it's on the floor. You can click on it, and then it tells you what it does. It says it returns true if the body collided with the floor. Okay, great. I have that bookmarked, and I'm using it all the time. So like the tutorials and stuff are great whenever you like want to, you know, make something pretty quick that someone else has made. But whenever it's time to make your own thing, the documentation are just, oh, it's so good. A language has like hundreds of methods. Oh, totally. Yeah. Um, and understanding kind of like the classes and how they work is important, but don't be daunted by it. It's really simple to get up and running, and then you just kind of make it your own from there. Like there are tons and tons and tons of methods and stuff here. Like for all this, I I never use like a tenth of this. Um, yeah, it's like I'm never gonna want to care about this octahedral decoding of a vector 3. I want uh, an angle or to have it look at something, but uh, yeah, they give you a ton of options, but you don't have to use near all of them, and you can get started very simply with just a couple lines of code. Honestly, where in Germany are you from? Where do you originate from? I'm going to guess Bavaria. Is that or is that in Austria? Hold on. It's German state. Yeah. Uh, Bavaria is in southern Germany. Very nice. Not quite. Well, swing and a miss. Um, well, then I can just say Munich and or Stuttgart. You're from Stuttgart. Kommen Sie Stuttgart mit der Mercedes und Porsche und BMW. I took some German in high school, and we had a wonderful teacher. His name was Manfred Vogtman, and he did not care about teaching at all. So we could do whatever we felt like in his class. Um, one of the last things that we felt like doing was learn German. But he would just go off on stories and rants about Germany and oh yeah, Manfred Vogtman, and he was crazy. He was wild. I think he had been there so long that he just like kind of forgot how to be Vogtman. Vogtman. Manfred. Yes. He was quite the character. But I did like learning about German culture. Uh and I am not one to miss an Oktoberfest out here, especially in the Midwest of the United States where I'm from. Let's see. So I have the rocket launcher is not cooling down the way that I want it to. So it needs to be at 0.08. Ooh. Oh, I know how to do that. Another thing, you know that I'm from Indianapolis? Yes. Actually, I'm from a suburb of Indianapolis. How did you know that? Who are you? Are you watching me? Are you outside my... Oh. I haven't Googled him, actually. Manfred Folkman. Retired educator from Indianapolis. Yeah. Ich weiß nicht. Ich weiß keine Deutsche. Yep. Just retired from teaching, apparently. Interesting. That's probably a better that's probably not a bad thing for the students at in Indianapolis. I I don't know his actual story. Like we made up stories about him. Like we made up stories that he jumped over the Berlin Wall in the 80s. Are we going to Google this guy now? It's one of my old teachers. Fast people search. I don't want to search up his house. Oh my gosh, we're going to dox the guy. It's been a while since I thought about him. Let's see. Oh, I see a LinkedIn page. Why would you need a LinkedIn page when you retire? That seems a bit counterintuitive. Probably left behind some dark secret. I'm willing to bet. So he taught the freshman the first year German class, and he also taught years 2, 3, and 4 all in the same class. So he was teaching everyone all at once, and it was quite fun. Family available, not trigger lockouts. Ooh, yes. If cooldown tick is equal to 0, then we can shoot. Right? Oh, yes. think this is what we'll have to do. Not trigger lockout. Yes. Okay, this is what we have to do. We have to add this here. So another thing about learning from the Hanover region, far more in the north, one of my favorite YouTubers is from the Hanover area. His name is Marco Reps. He is an electronics YouTuber, and he gets really in depth with like metrology and electrical engineering. And he has so it's not the proverbial German accent, I would say. It's more of he's definitely putting on a broadcaster's voice. I'm not sure exactly where. I do know that he's just from the Hanover area. Um, Not sure on the specifics. I don't think he ever leaves his house. Well, he does. He goes on bike rides with his small Wheatland Terriers. Oh, he just has another video out from 10 days ago that I haven't seen. Okay, so this shoots the way I want it to. Do you shoot the way I want you to? Aha! It does! Very nice. Pew, pew. Okay, so I can hold it, I can jam on the trigger, and it only shoots... Yes. This is great. And then the bullets fly reasonably fast here. And I can still shoot things down. Very nice. Actually, like whatever speed that I'm shooting at. That's nice. Cool. Let's see. We got that worked out. I don't know why, but the heads-up display is only updating this after I switch around twice, which is very strange. So let's try and debug that. So player plane is the one that is calling that function. So weapon change next. Yes. So this is that logic here. So this is where all of the inputs get handled. So like whenever I press a button on the controller, this is where it parses out all those commands. He has impressive following for what seems to be a niche interest. Absolutely. It's wild. Like he's done like update videos on like the same things where he's just taking apart this ancient piece of measurement equipment. And well, I don't do that. And I'm fascinated by it, so I suppose I can understand it. Understand why other people are, especially those who are like looking for that very specific niche and have to rewatch the video maybe 6 or 8 times to fully grasp it. There might be a little bit of ballooning in the inflation in the numbers there. All right, so on next press for weapon switcher, weapon view. On next press, on previous pressed. Okay, so on next press, available weapons. Does available weapons change? Set available weapons. Interesting. There's an order of operations thing here that I'm set available. I'm not going to find it there. Control Shift F just to find all the places I'm using it at. All right, so that's where I declare it, and it's from player plane, set available weapons, and whenever I pick up a weapon. Huh. So you really should be doing that. Let me print it out and see if we can figure that out here. Set available weapons, print available weapons. just to make sure that we have the actual icon there to switch. Because if it doesn't have it, it can't do it. Learning about the for loop in Java is what you have with the for x and weapon dict also a for loop like that? Absolutely. So for loops are one of the like really major construction pieces of all. It only does it whenever I switch over twice. That's very weird. All programs need iteration. They say that's what you're doing. You're iterating over a object whenever you have a for loop. So right here. This is kind of a bad example of, yeah, this is actually kind of a hacky script. So let me find a better for example of a good for loop here. Predict keys, good points. Here we go. So this one is probably the most simple. It's probably something that you've seen like in a Java example. Whenever I generate the arena, there are a ton. This is the arena by itself. There are no like cubes or anything around it, so I have to generate those, and I want 100 of them. So for x in range 100, this is going to do this 100 times ostensibly, and across this range, x is going to be 0 through 99. So whenever I don't even think I'm using x in here. I'm using it for that, but that's a different x. So that is, like I said, one of the pivotal construction pieces of any code is iterating and stuff. But I use that, I use for loops all over the place. So like for the UUID and enemy plane map, I can see what enemy is what based on this. All kinds of for loops. That's one of the first things I learned and one of the things that I used the most. This is how I make like randomized enemy names. So for I in range 8, I just pick a random number from here and then I have a 8-letter word. Easy squeezy. I need to stop printing the cooldown here. Weapon base. Where's print? There you go. Are you working on any game or program in particular? If you're learning Java, or one of the first things I had to do whenever I was learning Java was make a tic-tac-toe game, or XO, as I realize it's called. Okay, so available weapons 0, 0. And then available weapons was 0 again. Interesting. Hey, Booyah. How you doing? Very happy to have you here today. Yeah. So for you just watching and writing stuff down, project should follow though. Well, I am a really bad planner. I find I only really do I only really retain information if I do it. I'm not really good at theory. I'm good at manipulation of actual things. So making a tic-tac-toe game is really really simple. Like you can just have it print out to the console, or a dice roller, like an ASCII art dice roller. Really simple, really quick projects that are done, and that you can copy from later. A couple of the early projects that I started, but frankly never finished, where I wanted to make Risk better, like the board game Risk, because I thought it was really frustrating that it just came down to dice rolling, and like it never considered like how long armies were, around. I thought there should be, some extra rules. So I tried making a Java version of Risk, and I let that get too complicated. So the tic tac toe with actual graphics. Um, yeah. So what I did here, let me do this. Let me bring Python over here. Yeah, let's do that. Booyah! I am very happy you're here, and I hope I can make you smile a little bit today. I think we all need it. Okay, so let's just make a quick tic-tac-toe game in Python. But you can make this in anything. Okay, so what I want to do is close this. Let me make this in like Notepad or something. Cool. All right, so we need a Python file. So let me save this over here. I'm just doing this real quick for an example of what I mean. I'm terrible at explaining this kind of stuff. Tic-tac.py. Yeah, you just save it as a .py file. So normally you'd want like a better editor like VS Code or something, or even like Notepad++ that is going to like do like auto indents, and I would recommend VS Code. VS Code is awesome. But yeah, I'm just saving this as a .py file. So what do I need to do? I need to be able to print a screen out. Print, so that needs to be a function. I'm going to define a function that prints a screen. Print board. So what is that going to look like whenever I print that out? So I'm going to print, I don't need to press pass. That's just a habit of me doing Godot. I'm going to print a line that looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, up, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to print that out. Okay, and I'm just going to copy this. And then I'm going to print another one where I don't have anything here on the bottom. Heck yes. So it's 4 lines for, three things, but at the end you just do call print board. 4x3 tic-tac-toe. Yeah. Oh wait. No wait. 1, 2, 3. Oh, ding dong. Oh. Thank you. Right. Right. Okay, so where do I save that? I save that in my purge folder. Purge tic-tac. Actually, I don't need to do that way at all. Tic-tac.py. What did I name you? Oh, it's all one word. I spelled it wrong and everything. Yes. Okay. So whenever I run that, it prints this out. So what will we do? We need to store where our stuff is. So we can do that with probably the best way is a dictionary. So what I'm going to do is just have a variable called locations, and I'll declare that as a dictionary. How best to do that? I need a syntax here. So now I'm going off script. I'm making something up. So TL, TM, TR, ML, MM, MR, and BL, BM, BR. So yeah, these are just going to be little signifiers for where stuff is. So these are key and value pairs, which is what dictionaries are in Python. So I'm going to make this equal to 0 because there's nothing there. And I'm going to copy and paste a whole bunch. So TL, TM, TR, wait, ML, MM, MR, and BL, BM, BR. So what I want to do, actually, oh, never mind. Instead of that, I need to change these values to either an X, an O, or a empty line. Yeah. So they're all going to start off as empty lines. Top, middle, bottom. Yeah. So these are all going to be empty lines. That's what we're going to store here. So what I can do is what's called an F string. So F strings are called short for format strings. So you signify those before you print out a string with an F, and then you can replace those dynamically with values. So you do that with these little brackets here. And then you can just take the variables and put them in there. So how am I going to do that? This is going to be a lot. This is going to be a ton. I'm actually just going to call this loc. Make the B's empty spaces. What do you mean? Make the B's empty spaces. I'm not saying that's not a good idea. I just don't know what you mean. No underscore on bottom line. Oh, yeah, it's going to have that logic there. Okay. Good call. Good call. Yes. So that's how I avoid being avoid 4x3 tic-tac-toe. All right, so we actually can't plug those values in like that, but I can plug these in. So these are where the variables are going to go. It's going to print out what's in there on the screen. So we need to be able to access this data whenever we print out the board. So anytime we print out the board, we need to be pulling from this data set. And we call that, I'm just going to call this data because it's easy and shorter and I don't have to print it as much. So I'm going to convert these key value pairs into variables. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to add a ton of lines and it's going to be icky. Oh yeah, these need to be spaces. You right. Cool. So a variable called top left is going to equal data TL. So the data dictionary, and we're doing something here called hashing, where we're going to get the value from the key. So I'm going to plug in this key with this with these square brackets here, and that is going to give us this, basically. So anytime we want to get what value is stored here, we can do what's called hashing the dictionary to get the value. You can also do, if you know it's a dictionary, you can do data get TL. But I'm just gonna hash it for now. You'll find there are many ways to do like the same thing. Copy paste. Wait, no, not you. I haven't done Notepad unformatted stuff in a long time. The nice thing about functions is even though this is like a lot, I only have to do it like once, and then I can just call the function, and it will do it every time for me. Wait, BL. No, I got off. I tried going in reverse, and I did it wrong. MR, MM, ML, and then I can copy and paste these. No, I'm not even going to try. ML, MN, MR, BL. This is like watching an orangutan use an iPad, I imagine. Okay. And then we actually are allowed to plug these values in. We're allowed to. I declare it. So TL can go in there. TM, TR, ML, BL, BM. Do it out of order, just so you can confuse yourself. MM, MR. All right. So now, even though we have all of this stuff in our print lines, it's going to, with a format string, convert anything in here into whatever variable this is. And since we're grabbing that variable out of this dictionary, it should look right. I don't know. We can try it. Yeah. Okay, great. So if I make my first move as X in the middle, I can just put an X here for MM, save it, and then rerun it. And now I have an X there. It's lit. So I can put that in as the default value. And now I need to get an input. So I need to define a function to get an input. How do I do that? Let's see. In, what do I call it? Data in is going to equal input. Choose your move. And I'm just going to print this out to make sure I did that right. Because it's been a while. Print board and then the inputs. So the input functionality in Python is nice because it's, yeah, I can just do that. Yeah, and then it prints it out. Input function in Python is, I think, a lot nicer than Java. Like, you don't have to expose a whole bunch of libraries and things to do what you're doing. Print board. All right, so we print the board and then we choose our move. So whenever we have the data, I want to be able to put it in as a position, and then actually I just want to put in a position, and I will always be X. I'm just gonna say, make that a point. So how do we get that out of there? What I have to do then, we'll take the data in, and let's say it's TR. Data in is equal to TR. Let's say I want to put my X in the top right. So what we can do is adjust our data here, and we can take the data in value and make it equal to X. So whenever I put in TR, that's the same as hashing it here. So like TR, where we're going to replace this value. I am having such a hard time moving my face and making words come out. I appreciate y'all's patience. All right, so let's try that out. And what I will do is we'll print the board. Actually, we won't do that. Yeah, we'll get the input and then print the board. So get the input, print the board, and it should have the updated data. It might not because there might be a global issue, but we'll tackle that when we come to it. So let's say MM, and it puts it in the middle. Where do I want another move? TL. And it puts it in the top left. Great. Let's see. Now I want to be able to do this multiple times. So what I need is a for loop. Actually a while loop. Fine. Play game. So for loops, we talked a little bit about earlier, and they just do it for a specified amount of time. You can also have a while loop. So while any scenario is true. So like while there are unused places on the board or while still playing. But I want this to go forever until I tell it to stop. So I'm just going to do while true. And then copy these and just put them in the loop. So it's going to do a loop of get the input and print the board until we, the heat death of the universe. Oh, I didn't call that. So here I need to press to call the play game function. Okay, so I want TL. Now I want TM and TR. And I can, well, that's it. And BR. So we need a win condition now. But we also need the AI. We need an opponent here. So let's see. We need to know, we need a way to validate where the opponent can place stuff. So we have the get player input, we have the play game, and we have the print board. We are going to need another function called def enemy move. And what this is going to do is we need to find an empty space, put an O there. So I need to figure out how to find an empty space. Okay. And what I'm going to do is copy this dictionary as is. And the reason I'm going to do that is I'm going to call it data, default data. So what I'm going to do for my enemy is it's going to check a random key in here. It's going to say, let's take a look at middle right. And then it's going to compare what's here to what is default. So if middle right in data here is different than middle right in the default data, which doesn't change, then it's going to be like, oh, well, he's put something there, so I can't use that. So we need to have it pick a random value. Let's see. Find an empty space and put an O there. So let's make a function called define find empty space. So we need to pick a random, we need to make a random guess. And to do that, Python has an awesome thing called random. It has its own library for it. And I need to actually Google Python random choice from list. And if you really want to learn, Google everything. And I'm going to copy and paste directly from Stack Overflow. Oops. What has this person done? We already imported random. We don't need to do that again. So they have a list and they want random choice from the list. So we'll do that. Random guess is going to equal random choice from, ooh, what do we need actually? I don't think we can directly guess this. I think we need to pick one of the keys at random. Booyah, what do you think? I think we just have to pick a random integer 0 through 9. That might be easiest because there are 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Random guess is going to be equal to random integer 0 through 9. And let me make sure that's how that works here. Let me comment this out so it doesn't do it, and just print random guesses just to make sure I have the syntax right. Expected indent on line 62. Can I even view line numbers in Notepad? No. Define play game. Oh. Yeah. Pick a random number 8, 1, 6, 7, 7, 3, 2. Okay. We're picking correct random numbers. All right. So we'll make a random guess, and then what I was doing here with hashing, where I hashed a direct string, you can also hash what's called an index. So this is index 0, index 1, index 2, all the way up to index 8. So I actually need to change that. It can't be 8. So what we can do here is we have our random guess, and we'll have the data value equal to data, random guess, and base value is equal to default data of that same index. Excuse you. Nice. So we have the value that's in our data here, and we have the value that is default. And we're going to see if they're different. So if data value is not equal to, so this is equal to, not equal to, base value, then I'm going to return the random guess. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to find the empty space. That's all this does. Oh, this needs to be indented. But it also needs to, like, what if it doesn't find the right value? It's only going to do this once. So we need another while loop here. So basically look forever until you find one. Yeah, so while true, do all this stuff. And if you find it, return, and that will stop this. All right, so I want to, over here, find an empty space. Empty space equals find empty space. And I'm going to copy what I do here. Yeah. And get input. Oh my gosh. Working in Notepad++ is just very humbling. I'm going to change the data in that empty space to not equal X, but to equal O. And then I will have the enemy move go right after our move. I think this will work. This might not work though. Choose my move. TR. Yeah, didn't work. Data values, data random guess. Oh, I think I had to do like keys. That might be tough. Okay. So it didn't want me to get this with just the random, with just the integer here. Is that my command where you run it? Oh, this is a kind of customizable terminal that I use called CMDER. But you can just use command prompt, which is you know, should come with Windows. You do have to have Python in the path. You have to have Python installed to do this. And I do have that, but this is just a prettier looking terminal that I use that has a couple more features. But you can just use command prompt. Just type in CMD and it should come up. All right, so why didn't that work? Oh yeah. All right, so our random guess can't be an integer like I thought. It has to be a random choice between these keys. And the keys are the first thing because in the key value pair. So we have key value. So what I need is to expose those keys. So I can't just pick a random thing out of there. I need random choice from data keys. So with a dictionary, you can call this function keys. You can also do one called, I think, vals, V-A-L-S, values. This is going to give me a list of all of the key values. So it's going to take a random pick between TL, TM, TR, all the way through BR. Fingers crossed, anyway. Let me run this. I'm going to do mm. Dict keys is not subscriptable? Why are you not subscriptable? Ugh. So whenever our knowledge fails us, we Google it. Python random value from dictionary. Get a random key value pair from a dictionary. What do you got for me? Import random, country, capital. Okay. I'm going to copy and paste this. So let's extract what they did. All right, so we're getting a random choice from our data items. So the data items come out as a key value pair. So one item is this. So this is one item. This is another item. This is another item. So we're getting a list of all of these items and we're picking a random choice from it. Goodness. All right, so I can change these to value, I guess. I guess we don't even need that one, but we'll call this the location. And then I can substitute that in for the random guess because now it's specifically the location that we're looking for. This is why most educators would have done this beforehand. All right, so we have the location and the value at that location, and we'll check them against one another in the data dictionary and in the base dictionary, the default values. And if they're not the same, then, we can return that location. Let's try that out. I can make my move mm. And it, hey, why did you put that there? Why did I put it? You circle. You knocked over me. TL? Okay, it's overriding me. What a jerk. Let's see. That's interesting. So let's check the order of operations. So it gets my input and then an enemy move. Print board? Let's print the board between the moves. See if that makes it less silly. Let me clear this out and try that again. MM. Why do you want to do it in the middle where I was? So something isn't correct here. So in the first round, I press MM, and then that puts the X there. That's good. But then whenever the enemy makes his move and we reprint the board, I have an O there. How dare. Also, there's no space here. I'm going to make a quick little improvement to the user experience. Whenever I say choose your move, I'm going to add a space at the end. So whenever I start typing, there's a little space. So I can save that. Data empty space. So we're finding an empty space. So let's print out what that empty space is. Print empty space. This is the debugging step. Okay, Control C. What's my move? MM. And it found MM. Oh, wait a second. I realize what we've done. Yeah. So what it's doing here in the find empty space, it's gonna pick a random location, and then it's gonna grab the two values and compare them. But what I was doing, if the data value is different than the base value, I can't have that. I need it to be equal to the base value. So anywhere where the data value is equal to the default value, that's empty. So I had it not equal to. That's not good. We need it equal to. Another thing that I'm doing whenever, like, the program is still running here, what I'm doing is pressing Control and C to do what's called a keyboard interrupt. So Ctrl plus C to stop program. All right, so now let's try this out. Make my move MM, and he will go over there. And I want to do MR, and he's up there. Ooh. Okay, so I need to do TR or he'll win. I mean TM. This little snot, he's gonna beat me. So I need to do BL or he'll win. And no one wins. Okay, so how do we do victory conditions? Well, in this scenario, we can do, basically we can just do a couple checks because there are only, like, I think 4 or 5 different scenarios that can count as a win. So we can have this, 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 and oh, geez, there are a ton actually. So define a new function, check victory. How are we going to do that? Trying to think the best method for finding if we have all of the values in a row equal. So how do we just basically have to check them all. So we need to define some rows. Rows. We'll have a list of rows. So this is how you make a list, is you put the square brackets here. And you don't have to put them all in one line. You can save yourself a little bit of room here. So our first row is going to be a list of 3 locations. So TL, TM, I need to be sure to make them strings with the quotes around them. TM, TR. Oh, yeah, let me check. Let me change this. Making a tic-tac-toe game. There we go. Update the stream info. So that would be a valid row. But the nice thing about this is TR, TM, and TL, this is the same thing. So this should be able to check forward and backwards. So we'll need this with the M's. I'm just going to copy you and paste you. That would be a valid row. And you have to make sure you're putting in a comma there. Otherwise, it'll freak out. That differentiates items within the list here. BL, BM, BR. So that's a valid row, valid row, valid row. I know there are some others. So TL, ML, BL is one. No, there we go. There are a lot of victory conditions in tic-tac-toe, I'm realizing. This one's will be the middle row going up and down, and the right row going up and down. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, there we go. DR, MR, BR. And I guess we need to do the two diagonals. So TR, MM, BL, and TL, MM, BR. Yeah. It is more, it's surprisingly a lot of work. But I mean, this is, I don't know, maybe 60 lines of code that's, I mean, pretty spread out, but most of it's like these big chunks where we're defining stuff. It's not very procedural. We're doing a lot of brute force, like, you know, you could do it programmatically where you're not like typing out all of these, but you know, for an example project, it's kind of like, I think it's pretty important to like kind of see how those are all made. So, let's do a nice for loop here. So for row in rows, so it's going to check all of these. So these are our rows, and these will be a row within it. And we can get the values here. So for row and row, it, A is going to equal row, actually data row 0. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to get the value here. So there are 3 indexes here, 0, 1, and 2. So I'm getting from the row index 0, which will be TL. And then I'm going to pass that into data, which it is going to be data TL up here. Basically the same thing that we're doing here. And I'm just going to do that 3 times. So with A, B, and C. A, B, C. Yeah. So index 0, TL, TM, TR. So we're going to check the first, second, and third. And then if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, then return true, I guess. Actually, I don't know if we need a return there. But if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, so A and B and B and C are all the same, then that means this row is successfully all filled with the same thing. So it could be C, it could be X, it could be anything. Oh, wait. Actually, what I need to do is make a check, because right now, if we were to run victory check and we did TL, TM, and TR, those values are all going to be the same because they're just going to be the default value. So we have to make sure that they're all the same in that row, but they're not the default value. So what I can do is add another if statement. If A is not equal to, ooh, oh geez, that's going to be, how do we make sure that it's not the default value? If A equals X or A equals O, then victory is achieved. Return true. So it might not have to, like, we could have filled out the top left. I mean the TL, the TM, the TR, the top row, and none of these. It's only going to if it checks this and it's correct, if they're all the same thing, it'll return true. Uh, it won't even check all of these because it's like, hey, I found something. I'm done. So let's see if we can run a check victory. Victory is equal to check victory because we're returning a value. Return value. And by default, functions don't, this is going to return nothing. But I'm going to put in a return false here. Actually, I have to capitalize that. Yeah. So it'll return true if it finds something, but if it gets all the way down to this part in the code, return false. Victory is equal to check victory. If victory, print game over. So I'm going to try and actually fill out the top row before the enemy does. So TL, TM. Ah, dang it. Okay, I'm going to see if he'll fill in the right row then. Or the bottom row. He's going to win. ML? Yeah, game over. Okay. Nice. So it recognized that the game is over and he won. But we can still play. Like I can even overwrite stuff. MR? Yeah. Yeah, I can overwrite his bottom. So I can do BM. Yeah. And then he can't do anything. Actually, the game is stuck in a loop because there are no available places for him to find. So it'll just go forever. Let's make a variable called game running equal to true. And then replace this with while game is running. So if victory, we can change that game running state. So we'll actually turn the game off whenever it's done. Game running equals false. Nice. We also need a maximum number of moves. So how many are there that you can make? So you can make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before you completely clog it. So let's do move count is equal to 0. So that 0 moves have been made. Once I make one, move count plus equals 1. So what this does is we increment the move count by 1. And whenever the enemy makes their move, we're going to do that again. So move count is going to be equal to 2. And then we're going to do the loop again. I'm going to go, and it'll be equal to 3, and it'll be equal to 4. Then, if move count is greater than or equal to 8, greater than or equal to 8, game running false. and then we can print draw. So that way, yeah, it gets to the point where no one wins. So let's run this, make my move, and I'm gonna try and make it so that I can successfully tie the game, but not win the game. Ooh, I see how I could win. Be in. TR? Yeah, and a draw. So ends in a draw. Nice. You can do some other stuff, like you can make the tic-tac-toe AI a little bit more sophisticated than just, picking a random thing and putting it in. And I want to know who won. If victory. Who won? So I need to know who won. All right. So since my character is X and the enemy is O, if A equals X, whoops, I pressed end and it made everything go away. If A equals X, then print you win, and then return true. If A is equal to 0, print you lose. Here, let's have some exclamation marks. And also return true. This is going to stop the game. So I'm not going to... Actually, I will print that out. There we go. You try and run this and actually try to win. MM. TM. Oh, yeah? Wait, what'll happen here? You win. Game over. Nice. Awesome. There you go. So that would be how you make a tic-tac-toe game in Python, and you can do anything you want with that. You can make it better, for sure. Here, let me post this. Is paste bin still a thing? Number one paste tool since 2002. Paste it. I'm not logged in. You cannot edit or delete anything you paste. I don't want to do that. I just want to paste it so people can play with it. Yeah? Yeah. Category, tags, Python, create new paste. Cool. And if you want to play around with that, here's the code. I've never actually done the tic-tac-toe one in Python. I did that in JavaScript before. So how long did that take? It did take a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But we started at 2:45. About 45 minutes. Cool. All right. What was I doing on this game? We were making the bazookas. That was fun. I kind of forget though. I'm just gonna start and see what happened. Single player, let's go. Oh yeah. So I was having an issue where whenever I loaded it up, it didn't give me the rocket launcher. I can still switch. I can do it now, but it didn't give it to me before. And that's unacceptable. Weapon view. Available weapons. Okay, so this is where we set the available weapons and we populate the sprites. But this is for the weapon view, not the actual ammo widget. Ammo widget. On weapon change. Sprite texture. When is this being called? Find it. Connect. On weapon change. That's a big detour. Very much appreciated and can only say thank you. We need to go to, well, I'm sorry if I kept you. Auf Wiedersehen. Thanks for watching and best of luck and don't give up. It's complicated, but you can totally do it. Thanks for hanging in there and I'll see you around. All right. How do we do this? One weapon change is called from here and then it loads that, the P weapon? I guess we're just not switching. Let's see. Let's see if whenever we pick that up, it switches the weapon. See you around. All right, let's take a look. No, it doesn't switch. It does not switch. Okay. But whenever the weapon is changed there, find it, callable, on weapon change here, weapon changed. Find that signal. Just following it around. Set selected weapon. Where are you being called from? Switch weapon. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's being done from here. Print switching weapon. Let's take a look. What happens whenever I do this? Switch weapon, switching weapon. That's all right. That's what we want. God, that thing is crazy fast. Actually, probably should slow that down a little bit. This is fun. I keep just flying around because it's such a good time. Switching weapon, switching weapon, switching weapon. Base, weapon base. No, it's in the ammo widget. Always remember it's in the ammo widget. Print ammo widget, weapon change. I want to see this every time. Single player, let's go. Didn't call it. Did call it. Alright, so where is on weapon change being assigned? Find it. Plane connect. Set player plane. Huh. It's just not doing it the first time. I think I've had issues with this. With I don't know why it does it. I don't know if I ever solved it. Let me check the debugger, make sure it's not something silly. Calculate forces, that's never used. Okay. Well then, get out of here. Ammo widget. In the heads-up display, I have the set player plane. Print that out. Setting player plane. So this will make sure that the order of operations is correct. I know it is, but Just in case it's not. All right. Setting player plane has already been called. That's so strange. Hmm. Setting player plane is done, but on weapon change is only controlled by signals. Ammo widget weapon change. P-plane connect. Weapon changed. Has to be some sort of logic thing in the plane itself on widget weapon change. On just weapon change, not on widget weapon change. I will find you, and I will make you. Yeah, if P weapon is equal to equipped weapon, set selected weapon. Where are you done from? I'm just gonna be a little turd. Put this here. See what happens. I'm going to F around and find out. Airplane dogfight game. Releasing early October. Updating my stream stuff. There we go. Cool. Done. Awesome. Single player. Woohoo! Let's go. All right. I want you to work. Wait, but now it doesn't work the second time. Wait a ding dang it. Set selected weapon. Never mind. Oh my gosh. How dare I? Huzzah! Huzzah! We have done it. And we have the rocket launcher that is way too freaking fast. It's kind of awesome, but it does need to be a little bit slower. Otherwise, it's going to make people upsetty spaghetti. So let's make that 2.75. Is that an arbitrary time? Yes, it is. Let's go. Oh, you're in my way. It's still pretty freaking fast. But it's still fun. I'm having a great time. I really do like this low the low flying stuff. This is fun. Yeah, I'm gonna puke. Okay. What are next? What are to then do? I want sound effects. Um I want to make cool sounds whenever things occur. How to do that? Um in assets, I'm going to need to create a new folder called sounds. And I'm going to need to have a new folder called music. And the rest will be sound FX. So new folder UI. Um, we need an item pickup noise. So let's make an item pickup noise. How to do that? Okay. Um, I wonder if I can actually record while my mic is being streamed. I might not be able to do this. Let me see if I can monitor. Yeah, it's that one. Start monitoring. Dude, sick. No way. Okay, we didn't have to go full screen, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. All right, so I have a Leatherman in front of me, and I'm just gonna kind of clomp it shut, and I'm gonna call that a pickup noise. It's really quiet. And it's only my left ear, but that should be fine. Okay, so let's get you out of here. Nope, I don't want to delete that. I don't want to delete that. Let's generate an effect, compressor, just to adjust the levels on it a little bit nicer. You are a mono track. Change that. Mix down to the right. Mix stereo down to mono. Cool. And let's bass boost the bejesus out of it. Preview. That's too much preview. But volume though. Cool. How do we add some generate just silence? There we go. Okay. I want you to have a bit of reverb. It's kind of a snap, but whatever. I'm going to make another little noise and add it on top of it. Yeah, this gross little noise. Mute. Okay. Can we monitor recording? Yes, everyone shush, because we're about to make noise. You don't have to shush. Oh, yes. Look at that. Are we still like recording on this too? That's crazy. How I can use the same mic that I'm recording with. Effect, generate, tracks, mix, stereo down to mono, baby. No! I don't want to select that one. I want to select that one. Come to Butthead. Okay, so I need to trim this a skosh. Are we snapping? Why are we snapping to something here? I don't want that. I want to not click on that, in fact. I must be in some edit mode that I've never once seen before. Ugh, Audacity. Stop what you're doing. Yeah, we're snapping. Ah, yeah, turn off. There we go. Ugh. A little too fast. Okay. Let's compress that. This is going to need a big widening. Um, I don't want to normalize you. I want you to. I don't want to echo it though. Room size needs to be kind of small, but the pre-delay needs to be pretty close. Reverb. Okay. I'm going to call that good. This is a simple little reload sound. And fade out. Effect, fade out. Okay. File, export as an UG. Oh, nope, not export that. I want to make sure I'm exporting the whole thing. Get out of here. Where do I have this saved? Oh, yeah, my F drive. Thanks for the F shack. Airplane, game, assets, sounds, UI. I'm doing this off screen. No one can see it. Pickup. Tracks will be mixed down. Okay. I guess that's it. UI pickup.og. Okay. We have that here. I need a audio player. Also, I probably need to change it so that it, yeah, I do need to change it so that it starts way faster. Both tracks, mix. Makes render to new track. Cool. Cool. Get rid of. Nice. Now export that. A little faster. A little faster, maybe. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, get rid of it. No one cares. No care. No care. All right, now we need the pickups themselves to probably have an audio player. Pickup. Uh, audio stream player. There we go. Node for audio playback. Fantabulous. Stream is going to be. I'm just going to drag it over here and see if it allows me to. It does. Very nice. Playing. Okay. Don't autoplay. Mix target. Stereo on the master bus. Yeah, that's fine. Pitch scale. Volume. Yeah, don't need anything. Audio pickup. So whenever a pickup is given, cooldown, time left, cooldown return, area get parent, plain accept. Nice. Uh oh yeah, we actually need to declare the audio player variable. Audio player is an audio stream player. Yes. Audio player is equal to audio. And finally, audio player play. So let's see if we have the first sound in the game whenever you pick up a bazooka. Yes. Come on. Single player. Let's go. It's be jarring. Yeah, it is pretty jarring. But it's a thing, and it works. So we need all kinds more sounds. Right now I just kind of wanted that little satisfaction there. Definitely is way too tinny. I need to re-record these, but I mean that was just what I could do with a Leatherman and my mic. So the list kind of goes on in terms of what I need to fix. I need locking on. Yeah, let's work on locking on. I need to have this kind of a square on the screen whenever you have the rocket launcher engaged. Uh, Actually, if locked on, then that should have the target start homing that way. If it's not locked on, then it doesn't need to do that, I don't think. Let's add some particles to the rocket. CPU particles. Where are these going to be at? These are going to be on positive Z. Should be there. Mission shape can be a point. That's fine. Particle flags. Where is the drawing? Yes, we need a drawing mesh. We need spheres. Okay. Gravity needs to be like positive 0.4. So it actually positive 2. So they kind of go up a little bit. They need to last a lot longer. Maybe 8 seconds. They need to get bigger over time. Scale. I don't know if we can make them bigger over time. Also, they don't need to be this complicated. They can be 16 by 8 for all I care. There you go. We need to produce a lot more of them. Yeah, that's fine. Explosiveness is kind of okay. Spread, don't need any of that. I mean, they're just going to be falling out of the back of the plane. I mean, the back of the rocket. I guess the initial velocity can be uh in the positive Z direction. One, yeah. And make the velocity. That's kind of fun. The spread is way too big. All right, we're going to need damping. We don't need it to be... Oof. Why did, the damping curve is weird because it's just spewing out the back and then they're just kind of stopping there. But the gravity always needs to go up. We always need to be moving higher, regardless of damping. Yes, and we always need to be getting bigger as we're going up. That's just so strange. 5 and 5. And this needs to probably be like 7. Velocity random, maybe half that. Can we make you bigger over time? Scale, amount curve. Each particle scale will vary along this curve. No, that's not what I want. I want it to grow. I want it to be bigger. Eh. Let's see what this looks like whenever we shoot it out of the cannon though, because that could be fun. Single player, let's go. Let's grab a rocket and shoot it. Huh. I mean, I don't like it. It's a little uh too small. They also last way too long. Also, it doesn't I don't like how whenever the thing explodes, all of its smoke disappears. So what I need to do is make a rocket follower. Yeah, I need to have a rocket follower. Okay. So lifetime is a little long. These need to probably be half that. Godot particle size over life. Do you have that? Godot particle size over time. Make particles shrink? Can you do that? This is from 5 years ago. You can set a scale curve. Is that really gonna make it work though? So we start here. I guess so. Okay. Max value, let's make the max value like 200. Actually, let's make the value like 20. Points. Position 0. Yes, 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 yes. 0, 0. Actually, no, 0. 1. And then 1. 20. Dude, sick. Those get way too big. Um, how do we want to do this? I kind of want these linear. Yeah. Yeah, I want you linear. We come down a bit. Cool. Can we have opacity change over life? No, not a packed color array. I don't want that. I want everything to like self-modulate. Mesh, resources, material. Standard material, very nice. Uh, transparency enabled. Shading. Actually, the albedo needs to be really dark. And oh, so good. Are we able to do this? Are we able to add an element? We're able to add like kind of dark mission shape. Or do we want to, can we actually just remove this entirely? Color, size, ugh. Color ramp, yes. New gradient. Color ramp, we want it to be kind of the reverse of that. I don't want you here. I want you dark. I want to start off gray. Yes, yes, yes. Interpolation, linear. That's fine. Color initial ramp. Is this just not going to do what I want it to do? Yes, 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 yes. Color variation. Maybe higher? Maybe lower? Maybe not? Maybe do anything? Where am I overriding the color at? Not there. Not there. Huh. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Either way, we need to mess around with the material back the way I had it. Albedo is going to be dark, very dark, and a lot of transparency. I have to make it allow transparency. Yes. Oh. Oh, I see, I see. Sorry, I was reading here. Alpha scissor. Alpha hash. Which is the one that... There's one that looks like kind of crap. That I also kind of really like a whole lot. No depth pass is kind of fun. Ugh, it's just so ugly. Just look better. Please look better somehow. I just don't want to have to like redo an entire uh what I've done in the past was make like these kind of icospheres, uh which generally look a little bit better. And they can actually fade over time. We can't have that random. That's icky. Let's try this. Because I bet this is going to look bizarre. It's going to just be like Christmas. Flying around, there's stuff all up in your face. Single player. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I mean, that's about what I want. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. How do I do? Well, what's next? We need a handful of things. I have a list actually, like kind of a living document of all the things that I need to work on for the game. Somewhere. Oh no. Oh boy. That's not great. Um I want to have size over life on these. We need to have locking on. Okay, so another thing that we can do pretty quick, that's just gonna be nice to get out of the way, is the start screen. Sucks. Start screen. But one important thing. Ooh, not enter server. These buttons need to have um neighbors. So I think that's in layout. No. Let me just search for it. Neighbor focus. Yeah. Okay. So neighbor top is going to be options button. Neighbor bottom is multiplayer button. Same thing for here. So neighbor top is going to be the start button. And neighbor bottom is options button. neighbor bottom, single player button, so it wraps around, and neighbor top, multiplayer button. Project settings. So over here, I should have in my input map the built-in actions UI up. Yeah, okay, so it should have already mapped to the joypad. So let me take a look. Let's load. No, it did not. So single player needs to grab focus. Do we have the single player button? Function ready. Single player button. Grab focus. Like I want to be able to immediately navigate with the joypad without having to like click on anything. Like I want to. Okay, that's good. Single player. All right. So this system I need to have what's that called? That is the plane select screen. And the plane select screen I need to be able to have inputs that work there as well. So do I have anything in my physics process? Function, handle inputs, pass. If, okay. Project settings, I'm going to have to make some more in my input map, new action, plane select, left, plane select right. Okay. I need to add the action here. So I'll map this to L1 and R1. For whatever reason, R2 and L2 don't want to work and is like a known issue whenever you do web game stuff like this. Handle inputs. If input is action just pressed, plane select left. As if input is action just pressed, plane select right. Pass. And I need to call this from here. Handle inputs. What is on? Oh yeah. These are private functions on previous plane button pressed. On next button pressed. All right, let me see if this works. Because I have those on-screen buttons, and I just want to make sure single player. Yes, these do work. So the problem is previous plane, previous next callback. Well, how do we go about doing that? I need to lock these out because these are automatically what I had done. These are disabled. If the index is too high. So I need to have a little catch here. So, what is the max index? If selected index equals total planes minus 1, return. Selected index equals 0, return? Might need to just wrap around. Let me test this and see, at least so it doesn't break. I can do wrapping around later if it really calls for it. Yeah, can't go to the right, can't go to the left, can't go to the left, can't go to the right. There we go. Very nice. These are too big for the scale here. But they're fine there. I need to probably base these sizes of the side panels on the full screen instead of the bottom screen. Where is this at? 2D. We have, oh yeah, that's a big boy. Where are you? The customizer and not the top title. VBox container, VBox container. Control left margins. Okay, so this is everything here. This is the actual attributes. Attributes container. Where's the blur? Ah, this all has to change. Attributes container. All right, I don't need the neighbor there. So what is contributing to how big these are? Probably going to have to go offline for that one because that one's just going to drive me nuts. Here, that's to do it. Yeah, I just need to stare at that one. Okay, to do make the attribute container scaled based on 1080p, not 1150. No wait, not 640. Because that's what it's at right now, and I don't want that. I want it to be smaller and nicer to look at. Okay. Do I want to continue on with this terrain? Because this terrain is actually pretty sweet. I think we can like start making some trees. So if I'll save this as, we can save this in Maya, in the Maya folder. Folder, arena. Terrain. I want to make a tree. In order to make a tree, I need a square. Shading, wireframe unshaded, always nice. Let us actually start with a pipe. Get out of here, square. Vertices, lift them on up. Awesome. Nice tree. Mesh tools. Insert edge loop. What if, and hear me out, crooked tree. I like the crooked tree. All right, so any good self-respecting tree needs to kind of taper. Pony. Dude, sick. Pointy little tree. Now it needs to have some branches. How do you make branches? That's right. You just duplicate the tree. Whoop. Okay, so mesh tools, insert more edge loops. And move this over here and scale it down a whole bunch. Bring it on over. Rotate it over. Awesome. Whoa, nice tree. Can we have this actually in object space? There we go. Get out of here before I smack. Okay, sort of lined up. Don't really care. Combine it. Nice. Object mode. Face. Get over here. Let's remove all of these faces on this guy. Go on now. And I'm going to remove a couple faces here. Tambien. So vert X. I'm just gonna start grabbing these little suckers and sticking them out arbitrarily, which is the best kind of trarily. Is this going to be good topology? Yeah. There's no reason to think it won't be. Why would you say such a thing? But first we have to make it that way. Because right now this is really bad topology. Put you here. Uh-huh. 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 Oops, I have pressed the wrong button and will now prostrate myself and beg your forgiveness. Sorry. Cool. Did I put one over here? I didn't put one over there. But that's cool. Are you freaking kidding? Oh, I nailed it. Now I need to nail it over here as well. Okay, so uno, dos, tres. 1, 2, 3. Vertex. And I'm probably just going to use the excellent circularize tool to cheat my way through the rest of this. Because right now it is poopy. Why did I put one over here? I would like you to be there, please. Dude, sick. No way. Now it's like the best tree I've ever made. So let's make it the bester tree that I've ever made by converting these faces here. Selection. Select. Convert selection to edges. There we go. So that should have just these there. All right, so edit mesh circularize. Huh. Oh, sick. It's a little ugly. But you know, I can vibe. I think I can actually relax that a little bit. Sculpting? Where's my relax tool? Relax tool. Maybe don't be so big that we cry. Screen pixels, please. Yeah. You're ginormo. 120, please. Oof. Strength needs to be like 3. Strength needs to be like 0.3. My normals. You know what? I like it how it is. I like just this is grody little thing. Vertex, I'm gonna move you down so you look a little less unproportional. Nice. I like it. Kind of. I don't really. It's ugly and looks kind of dumb, but I'm gonna just stick it in the game to see what happens. File, export, selection. Models. New folder. Arenas. Tree? Bit of a pathetic tree. Test arena. 3D. Alright, so let's make a new node 3D so I can store all these. Mesh instance. Tree. Tree obj. Little guy. Definitely can make it way bigger. Transform that like 10, 10. Let's do it maybe like by 4, 4, 4. I think this is still going to be like the world's largest tree. But I want to see what it looks like whenever I fly around it. Because even if the scale is completely wrong and we are flying around like the world's biggest trees ever, it could still feel fun. No, that's too big. It needs to be like a windmill. Yeah, that needs to be a windmill. Trees need to be like a third that height maximum. Like I need to be flying around in them under here and be completely above them over here. Yeah, that's like Cristo Redento. Yeah, I need to be able to not lock onto targets as well. Dead Brain, how's it going? How are you doing today? All right, yes. So let's shoot him down. Still says I did the damage to him, but he's over there now. Let me blow him up. That didn't blow him up. Yeah, so a direct hit should do more than 2 damage. Doing quite fine. How am I? Doing lovely. So right now, there we go. Blew him up. I'm working on. I just finished some rocket work on my aerial dogfighting game, and now rockets will just completely fly around enemies that are moving and orbit them like they're some sort of moon. So we still have work to do on the rockets, but it's going pretty good regardless. All right, so this could mean one of two things. This could mean that our rocket is way too tiny in terms of its hitbox, and I think it is. I'm gonna make it just a skosh bigger. No, it's in the collision shape. Radius is, let's make the radius like 1. Yeah, that's pretty forgiving. Nice. So let's see if that just has a more of a propensity to hit, because what I have to do is detonate the thing based on distance, so it's essentially an air burst. But with the way that it is calculating the distance based on damage, it's not really doing much. It did 20 damage there. Yeah, that should have blown the snot out of it. 13 damage. Yeah, and then that one did like nothing. Because I can do this. I can hit him here. Yeah. Because I do 15 damage per bullet. And if I'm only doing like 20 damage per direct hit of rocket, that's lame. All right, get out of here. We need the rocket explosion. So what is our base damage? Base damage is 50. Okay, but realistically, we'll never get to 50. So let's base damage, like, multiply that by 2. Start off with the size of 1. That's good, and the growth rate is fine. I'm fine with how they do that. Uh, actually, the explosion time is in frames. So 45 frames is going to be 3/4 of a second at 60 frames per second, because that's how fast the physics operate. I kind of want it uh, to expand faster. And it is on a log curve. I'm going to do that in base 8. I say that like I know what it does, but it's like, I don't. How long has this not been working? Goodness gracious. Looks really fun. Ah, man, thank you very much. I'm hoping to uh my VTuber isn't working for some reason because I've been doing this. It's been fun to make. And there's lots to debug still. It's in that kind of just fun dev mood right now where I've just spent so much time just stopping and playing and shooting around. Like, it's now getting harder for me to have that like push to finish because it feels just kind of like I'm playing it. I'm having fun. What do you mean? It's like, well, not everyone is going to feel the same way about a very, very unfinished game. Yeah, and those sound effects all have to change too. Are you working on any games? What are you getting up to over there? Let's see. Okay, so I like that a little bit better. Yeah, let's make the VTuber work again, because that's annoying. Connect to server? Oh, I see what happened. Yeah, whenever I was recording that audio, it took over my webcam, which was monitoring the VTuber. I try to code a bit in Unity every now and then, but struggle and end up losing motivation. Welcome to the club. So there we go. All right, my VTuber's working again. Um, I have some pretty strong ADHD tendencies, so I like hyperfixate on stuff and get like super excited about new projects, and burn myself out in like a couple weeks. If it's That's why I've kind of had to start working on smaller projects, like stuff that doesn't have a massive scope, because otherwise I will, even though like I'm making something that's like super cool and I really like it and I want to see it done, I just can't bring myself to focus on it, and motivation is always kind of following me around in difficult ways. Let's see. So I want that down here. These, we need like Moorish fog to do. Moorish fog. Most of my stuff I will actually be doing, I do in Godot. I've done Unity a little bit. Um, I picked up Godot originally just because it was really small, like compared to Unity. Unity was like, I think a 6 gig install. Never finished the game. I'm honestly like, um, I've not finished a I've finished like little stuff. Like really, really small stuff. Like earlier on stream, we made a tic-tac-toe game, um, just because we were talking about like beginner programming projects, and we did that. So I mean, I guess I've done technically completed a game, but none of like the big ones that I'm like super excited about. So I think, and this is one of my early streams. I think I've done like 6 or 8 of them so far. So I'm hoping that I can have some a bit of a push with that. Uh, you know, a couple followers sharing their interest in it. Thank you very
レッドブ
much.
レイン52さんはここにいます。
Dedobrino. Well, yeah, if you have anything to share, I would love to try it out uh and help you, because anyone who watches these is absolutely helping me, whether they want to or not. So rockets explode the way I want them to. Perfect. Let's hop in. The goal is to make this into a online arena shooter, so where people can play against people, and I'd like to have like it be free to do that, like kind of like how Minecraft Classic was, where you could just go online and you could play. Um, anyone can log in like with their Twitch account and shoot people down, have a good time. Man, that explosion is massive now that I think about it. But that kind of works. I really need to make some sort of better arena than this one that's not just a big circle. And that's kind of what I've been dancing around, like getting started on. Just right now, I've been working on little itty bitty improvements instead of like that really big one that's just been looming. Right, what do we got here? We have the arena. We have the giant tree Death, which really needs to be a windmill Death. So let's make that into a windmill Death. So let's get some windmill reference. Wind turbine generator thing. Hopefully this will be like the easiest thing I've ever modeled. Wind farm. Yeah, we'll make this the wind farm. Okay, yeah, that is the easiest thing I've ever modeled. All right, so we need a rectangle. I mean, not a rectangle, a pipe. Yay, wee pipe. How big are these things? These things are ginormous. All right. Well, then we're just going to stretch you upwards until it looks proportionally right to the one that I'm looking at on my screen. Uh-huh. Cool. Okay, now this has like a little house on it. So I need to extrude this face upward a bit. What? Oop, no, wrong button. There we go. All right, so now you need to become a square, actually. Perfect. Okay, I know how squares work. Of course I do. Let's grab these faces. Let's actually get the symmetry going over here. So what axis is this on? This is on the Z axis. So let's... Yes. All right. A square. Fantab. Now we need this. I think, yeah, we can just knock this out a little bit farther. And it has a little bit on this side as well, looks like. All right, so no more symmetry. Get out of here. Extrude this face up. And pull these vertices back. Okay, There we go. And just have a little bit of a cap. That edge is really harsh and I don't like it. See what it looks like whenever we bevel it. Oh, it's so much nicer. Same thing with this edge. This edge is poopy. Ooh, no, 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 no. Actually, no, that's fine. I can just move these back in. Vertex, grab you. Yeah, that's fine. All right, and now we need some big old honking blades on this sucker. So this is actually going to need to be 2 objects. Is that right? No, that's way too big comparably. Not the component. Object. I want to unselect you. You curve. Yes. Little guy. Is this right? This looks a little bit better. All right, now I can just lift that up. Okay, I like that. I'm okay with that. So we need the actual blades now. So those will be a square. And they're going to be really wide and sort of fat. We'll go from there. All right, so what we need to do is insert an edge loop. I think we need to insert 2 edge loops. Move this face in. Yeah. Yeah. Move this edge down. Cool. Now we got like the Buster Blader thing going on. Vertex, these ones, smush them in that way a little bit. Let me look at this from the side and line up these faces. Just so it's a nice straight edge. Lower that a lot and fatten it out. It's kind of, I don't know if it's quite right, but we can give it a shot here. So let's move it, move this over here. No, I want to move that. Move the pivot. Cool. Pivot moved from vertical. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right, and this is all on a big center hub. And there are always 3 of them in a circle. So let us copy it and rotate it. So 120 degrees and then to 40 degrees. Nice. All right, so I need to connect those. So I'm just going to connect them. Combine them. Excuse you, pole. You're kind of confusing me right now. I need to connect these in a nice, meaningful way. So what I'm going to do is take the faces between them and delete those. And grab the edges and just border them. And then worry about that hole in the middle right now. So do I just do this? Yeah, that's fine. Combine. I want to cut a line over here just so this is actually into squares. You know, so we can almost call it not horrible topology. It's horrible topology. But I'm going to have a pipe here, spread that out, and take these vertices and actually, no, these vertices, and not your vertices, these vertices, and kind of manipulate them from the top view here so that they look a little bit like uh, a round shape. A little bit like a round shape. I mean, this isn't like professional. This kind of sucks. Wait a minute. Why are we doing that? Maya has a circularize feature. What, are we stupid? The answer is yes. Don't answer that question. Edit mesh, circularize. What is that? What has God created? Why is it looking at me like that? Never mind. It was great the way I had it. Okay. So let's make the tube visible again. Is it you? No. Is it you? Yes. All right. Now I can tell already that you're just going to be way too big. Center the pivot. You know, whenever I said center the pivot, I didn't mean don't center the pivot. Do you look centered to... Okay. Oh, it was probably because I moved that earlier. Yes, we can save that as a windmill. Anytime. Mill. All right, so whenever I move this up here, I just need a itty bitty little nodule to come out of here. So let me bring this down like a 0.5, extrude it out. Whoop! Okay, that looks terrible and I hate it. So I'm going to undo all of that and just bring in an actual little pipe and rotate it into place. And then that might actually just hide all of my crimes here. Yeah, that's way better. I'm just going to put this in a little bit smaller. Check it out from the front view. Kind of line things up a little bit better there. All right. And I want you to line up with that. Line up with vertices. There you go. Okay, so that is about as lined up as I'm going to... Not anymore. That's about as lined up as I'm going to get that. It looks pretty gnar. Why the heck does it look like a freaking Beyblade? I'm a little afraid of it. But I think it actually looks pretty freaking sweet. I definitely made these edges a little too angry. Let me try beveling them, but if I don't bevel them, I'm gonna make them like demon windmills. That's freaking sweet. Mesh, bevel? What do you look like? Yeah. These are like freaking kids' scissors. Cult of Lamb music giving you nostalgia when you play it every day. Hey, TB Josh, sorry I didn't notice. Hey, happy Thursday. Let's go. Get a load of Thursday. I I just grabbed a kind of generic chill video game DMCA free music thing to play, and I have added so many games to my wish list based on the music that I've heard here so far. Okay, so we have the blades here. These need to be... We need to lock these in place. Stevie Josh, welcome back. Good to have you back. He's back in a big way. Right now, we're making some evil demon Beyblade windmills to put in the dogfighting game. The game where you don't fight dogs. Really love this music. Here, let me drop the link. Where are you? Share, copy link to playlist. Boing. It should be flying dogs or dogs flying. That could be fun. Yeah, we could have a little dog with doggles on. Y'all know about doggles, right? Little dog with doggles can sit in the pilot seat. I need to export this. Export selection as an OBJ file. Windmill blades. All right, now I need to add this little stump. Ugh. I don't want to add the little stump to this. I want to have bad topology, and I want to be just a hacky modeler. But there might be Booyah Grandma watching, so I have to bring honor on his dojo. This face has to go. These shoes suck. These shoes rule. These shoes suck. Okay, cool. We did it. And I can grab these vertices, move them in. There you go. Alrighty. And I can now delete these ugly little faces. Actually, I'm not going to delete them. I'm just going to make a nasty series of cuts into them. Ugh. Do as I say, not as I do. This is giving me gas. Ew. Ew. Alright, so you just cut those faces out and then you delete them. No problem there. And then don't even bother counting to see if you have the correct number of faces. Just start connecting stuff. And generally everything will just work out for you. Even if it doesn't, I mean, just say you did. You completed something. You just never thought to think. Look at that. It looks it looks beautiful. Looks terrible. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, so I need to fix up these faces a little bit from the inside because they are doo-doo, poo-poo. I appreciate your not selecting the thing that I want you to select, and that's your prerogative. But stop doing it. Yes. Okay. Woohoo! Cult of the Lamb is the game that has the hilarious marketing group, isn't it? Because anytime I see something from them on Twitter is just like the most unhinged, like they got hacked sort of marketing, and I kind of love it. There we go. Just adding in these extra vertices that I did not have before so that I might connect them up. Oh, it's Fresh Me! He's in the house! the the Canadian man with the Canadian plan and all of those emojis. What's going on? It goes good. How them chillins at home? How you put the kids to bed yet? Or are they like 14? I don't know your life. It's going good. We're modeling a giant a windmill with a kind of Looney Tunes looking nose on it. Isn't it great? not really windy. This is the Hurricane Helene windmill here. Let's get rid of all this stuff that's on it. Dirty chat. BD day tomorrow, so they'll be up later than normal. Little snots running around, getting all their little Cheeto fingers all over your stuff, all over your hi-fi. I assume you've got a pretty sweet hi-fi system. What do you got, a Klipsch? Export selection. I don't know why I'm reading so much into your life. Fresh meat. Windmill baits. Okay, so we got the windmill. What we need to do to dooski, they know better than to touch any of my stuff. I'll put you back where I found you. All right, let's have we've got the models in here. We need the new scenes. We need test arena. We need a new folder. Windmill. And I think it would be freaking sweet if the windmills would spin and it could just knock you into orbit like your freaking Team Rocket. Test arena, windmill, create new scene, 3D. How to crash into the windmill. What would be like? I want you to be able to like do all kinds of stuff. I need to finish the game before I like start, you know, adding in all of this ludicrous stuff. Windmill base. There you go. Oh, it's a holy moly, she big. She biggin. And yeah, but I would love like to have these blades like spin way too fast and like just tear planes up that go through them. Alrighty, so this needs to be in the correct place actually, and it's not. So y'all need to go over here. I need to what? Pivot? I will slap you. Y'all need to go down here. Y'all need a little bit of Jesus. Yes, that goes there. But for whatever reason, this ding dang thing is... Yeah, why are you not centered? And why does center pivot do nothing? That's not the center. You are out of your mind. I would be a player that would appreciate that. Yeah. So right now, if I can make it so that the windmills can spin and knock you like 500 feet in the air, I will have achieved my goal. Yeah, this is just not correctamundo. Yeah, it is off kilter still. No, don't do that. Let's move up a little. Be centered. Be zen. Act like someone other than me designed you. Okay. I'm going to call that kind of fine. It's not centered and it's annoying me because I don't think Maya understands how... Yeah, I can't wait. Well, hopefully we won't have to wait too long. I really want to like get a minimum viable like online demo out there. Like I want anyone to be able to log in with their Twitch account and just hop in a plane and shoot down other people. Gameplay testing tomorrow then? Oh my gosh. We've been testing all day. I need to... So I actually bought a domain name for a web page that has an SSL certificate. So I want people to actually go to a web page and not have to like click on this website's unsafe and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm stoked about it. And this is going to be the windmill blades. Export those. Yes. Okay. So hopefully this will be in the right place. Yeah. I want people to be able to log in and just have a good time and blow up their friends. All right. So you go up here. I think you can go back a little bit. Yeah. So we can have the hub in there. All right, so you need a script, windmill. So we have the blades, and let me grab that from. Actually, need to name that in the tree here. Blades and blades equal blades. Wow, it's like intuitive or something. Function. So on the physics process, we're going to rotate the blades. BRB smoke break. Man, that's bad for you, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming back. We're gonna talk about your choices whenever you come back. Rotate. What axis does that need to rotate on? Transform. Okay, sounds good. He's coming back ready for a lecture. Okay, negative x-axis. By a certain amount. Okay. Not very much though. Rotate x. Ooh, yeah. Vector 3, 1, 0, 0, delta. All right, so let's see just how freaking fast this thing spins around. You put it in the arena. Windmill. Little guy, you need to be way bigger than that. So let's make you 2 times bigger. Oh, heck yeah. Let's actually plant you in the ground. All right, let's roll. That sounds like, oh, it's Ico music. I wasn't familiar. I wasn't familiar with this aspect of your game. Whoa, my jeez. Okay. Oh. That, let me, I broke it. Hell yeah. We got windmills now. I think it's broken. Minor adjustment required. At least it spun the right way. Okay. Let's start that up again. S'il vous plaît. S'il vous plaît. Okay. Boink. Spins the wrong way. Than I wanted to, but that's fine. Make it -1 delta times 1.5. So 1.5 times faster than it's spinning now. All right. Ooh, there's an issue. So my controller, whenever I control this Godot game, also controls that. That's pretty sweet. So the first thing I need to do is blades rotate. Blades rotation x equals random randef range between 0 and tau? Yeah, okay, so just give it a random offset. So let's just plunk a whole bunch more of these windmills down because they look pretty sweet. It's just like a lot of free dynamicism to the game. And then maybe we can have like a broken one over there. I bet this will look really cool whenever they're all in there. Okay, that one's floating a little bit in space, but that's okay. It's a little busy. But I mean, it's supposed to be like kind of busy and hectic. Looks cool. Bonk. Yeah, okay. How do I change that? How do I guess we just need like an area here. So blade area is going to be an area 3D. And it needs collision shapes. Collision shape 3D. And it needs to be a box. Actually, this needs to be under blades here. And transform needs to be zeroed out. Yes. As well as this. Okay, so we have... Oh, well, that's going to be nice and easy. Yeah, so there's kind of an issue there where, okay, how douchey do you want to make the your hitboxes? I don't think I'm going to make them any worse than that. Excuse you? What is this? Non-uniformly scaled collision shape will not affect... oh, okay. I see. All right, so you'll go like that. And then I will just squish you as needed. Squish. Yes, so we don't need you to be very big. Just enough that you can whack people. Cool. Okay. How are you not uniformly scaled? Transform, position, position, position. You are uniformly scaled. Stop saying these things to me. Position? Yeah, scale's 1. Okay, so I'm going to try it with a different one. Has no shape. Now has a box. And it's fine. Why you do this? Okay. So it's going to be like 0.66, and it's going to be 28 long, I think it was. Yes. 26. Cool. Lift it up in place. That's about fine. I'm going to get rid of this old one. I don't know why it doesn't want to work. All right, so copy this twice. So this one needs to be at rotate 120. And then we're going to do 240. Shouty. Yeah, and then just slide these into place. Cool. And cool. All right, so these need to be on their own, oh, pardon me, just a moment, phone call. Okay, I'm back. Now, we need whapping. So, what is this going to be? Obstacles? Yeah, it's going to be an obstacle, which is something that can damage you. And it is going to interact with the player plane. All right, so I want to know whenever a body enters this. Body entered. So I'm going to connect that to here, and I'm going to just print it out. Print. Hit plane. So I should see a printout pop up whenever this occurs. So I'll need to do a little bit of math if I do this right. Hit plane, hit plane, hit plane. We want to see it print. We want to see it print. Wait. Are you freaking kidding me now? I have to like I'm chasing it down. Why does it fly the perfect Okay. That was poorly judged. Okay, it didn't hit the plane. Body entered 3D plane. This sucks. Why? I shouldn't have to chase these. Bonk. Bonk. Not doing it though. So windmill on area 3D body entered. Hit that. So it does collide with the player plane. And it is on the obstacle layer. So why is plane, what's plane not doing? So yeah, you're on the player plane. You collide with obstacles. Do we need to do anything here on hitbox area entered? Was I taking damage there? Maybe. Let's see. I've got a Wikipedia page open for wind farms because I was researching them. And now I'm interested. Did you know that the largest offshore wind farm in the world is Hornsey Wind Farm in the UK? Okay, so this isn't really working the way that I want it to. Windmill. On area 3D body entered. Hit plane. Yes. This is fine. It is totally fine, my dude. So while you were gone, like the second you left, we started. I did a test, and the windmills did not rotate correctly. They rotated like this. And it was absolute bella. Oh yeah, about your choices. I wouldn't have had kids. You know. That's the real that's the real thing. Uh I love kids. I know I'm a millennial who is childless, but I am great with kids. Well, you tripped and fell. Well, Your Honor, you see, I was bamboozled. I was offered things, and that it seemed okay at the time. It, in hindsight, some of those ideas still seem pretty good. Area 3D. So why aren't you exploding? That's the thing. Okay, maybe so it's not area entered. So holy shit. We pressed the wrong button, chat. Woke up 9 months too late. Well, are you gonna go out for cigarettes anytime soon? Oh, we're such wise asses. All right, so let's see if we. I love my kid and my wife. Hey, me too. I love your wife also. No, but we never. Oh boy. Fresh meat, you make it rowdy in here. You're a bad influence on me. All right, hit plane, hit plane. Oh yeah, plane hit. Okay, awesome. So I need to find out where it hit, and then my bad. You calm down. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. It's just you and me. What else are we gonna do? We're all friends here. All right, so player. Oh yeah, I need to declare that variable player plane is equal to area get parent. Okay, yeah. So this is how we'll get the plane, and then we just need to update it so that it goes flying in the direction that a guy hit. So instead, instead of that, I'm just gonna say player plane velocity plus equals. I'm just gonna have it shoot off in a random direction. Uh, yeah, let's see what happens here. So there are more peeps in here just lurking. I bet there are probably a couple people in here lurking and stuff. And I do post like the VODs and stuff. So if anyone wanted to rewatch it, they can have a good time. Okay, yes. Uh, so it does. You can be knocked into the sky if you hit one of these things, but they're so freaking hard to hit. Yeah. Okay, so I don't like the way that it flies off that way. I want it to fly off the other way. It does need to fly off the direction that it's being hit in, and I don't know how to do that. Um, that involves one of those math things. That involves trajectory. That involves curves. That involves, well, I guess I don't really have to do that. I think what I can do is just that's so stupid. It just I like how it flies the wrong direction of being hit. Also, if you like hit it from behind, pause. Uh, did I miss it? I keep missing it. It is so hard to fly into one of these freaking things. It just kind of blasts you away in a direction that you don't want to go. Stop getting away from me. Oh my god. I can't do it. Me, this is I make this stop. I can't chase this thing down and be hit by it. I'm I'm not good enough to suck. This is supposed to be like kind of a fun punishment for someone who's not paying attention flies into it. But yeah, okay, and it just knocks you over that way. So you need to be knocked over in the Z axis. Okay. Of course it's excuse me, the Z axis. It's just you and me here. We can speak the king's English. Alrighty. So if this at least hits me in the direction that makes sense. Yes, it does. It just kind of knocks you back. It's kind of stupid, but I mean, so am I. That's fun. Boink. Boink. I'm easily amused. This is the stupidest thing. All right, so okay, that makes sense if you get hit by it that way, but if you hit by it that way, it just slings you forward. It'd be nice. It'd be cool, like if we could have like the Metal Gear Solid 4 just chop you in half. Doink. I can't help but say doink whenever it happens. Doink. Awesome. I'm glad you could share this moment with me. And you can still fly through the other things. It is fitting, yes. Um, yeah, I need to work out a. Actually, I think we can. I think we can set up a little bit of math, only a little bit. So we'll have force. I like 1,000. 1,000 is a cool amount of force. So now we need a direction. So what I need to do is find the player plane position, global position, and then do direction to or angle to, blades global position, and then adjust the velocity variable angle. Add the angle times the force. And this, I guarantee, is not going to work. Because that was my first thought. And my first thought, always wrong. You know, this is hard won stupidity. Let's go. Okay, what happens whenever we fly into this? We crashed the game. Okay. Oh, my man. Estate, get contact count for iron range, get contact count. Here, let's just copy that in. Oof. Okay. Function integrate forces. Don't trust you though. Did you get this off the GPT? You get this off the robot? Let's see. Actually, yeah. The Googs. Okay. If state is equal to get contact count, I have to format this. We are absolutely going to put this in untested. Wait. For I in range, state get contact count. Oh, okay. Linear velocity equals contact. Linear velocity is not. Why not? Can be worse than crashing the game. Yeah. So contact is equal to that. So linear velocity, is that going to be? That's the thing. Is it doesn't know what that plane is just yet. So let me just copy it here. Let me return out of here so we don't have to have that. Global player plane velocity. It's our problem-free velocity. Equals contact. Oh, wait, no, we have to add it. Plus equals contact times 1,000. LOL. If this works, and you just like copy that in from the Googs. Well, there's no reason that it shouldn't work, actually. Integrate forces. Actually, integrate forces shouldn't work. Okay, I guess you do work. Okay. Actually, I just don't think it's calling integrated forces. Nope. It probably is not expecting it to be an area 3D. It's probably expecting it to be like a collision shape. But right now it's just an area. It was a valiant try though. So what we need is angle 2, not direction 2. It might be direction 2. As long as it gives no, you can feel free. As long as it gives us back something that correlates, I'm okay with it. Like I know I can do a little bit in terms of like making. Are you freaking kidding? I forgot to unreturn it out. Dang it. As long as it at least gives us something funny. Like, it doesn't have to be accurate. It just has to be silly. That is, I think, much more valuable. Wait a minute. Are you kidding? Yeah, that kind of works. Okay, let me see if it'll smack me into the ground if I go at it from this angle. Smack me. Smack me. It works. Kind of. It could work way better. Uh it definitely could work way better and is inconsistent. And I always have to chase it to be hit by it. See, this is the mark of poor or excellent game design. Set the linear velocity of object to match the contact. Yeah, it's expecting that to so it's coming from this integrated forces command. This integrated forces method actually. And that is called from collision objects. So if I go actually into the character body, it might have that. Yeah, it's collision object. And then it should have a built-in integrate forces thing. Physics body? Is that what you are? Either way, that doesn't have it. The thing I'm using for the windmill blades doesn't have that. Um, Instead, what I'm doing is just using just a generic shape. So I'm using 4 of these little cubes, um, one on each of the blades, and a built-in signal. So like whenever something enters it, so whenever that area is entered in this box over here, then we deal with it as needed. With integrated forces, that's working. That's called every physics frame. Um, it would and 100% be what you do if like we were doing I don't know, a ball that bounces or something. But since everything is controlled via scripts and isn't necessarily handled by physics that way, it's not the choice for this. So what this is doing is it's getting the plane that it hit and then comparing the angle to the center of the blades. That's what I would get here. And then adding that back to the plane. So the velocity is essentially, it's repelled away from it by this force. And we're just multiplying it by 1,000. And I think that's kind of working. And I don't know about you, but it is about hungry time over here. And I'm glad that you you could see the blendomatic windmill, pardon me, get working. And like you said, we gotta do play testing tomorrow. One last let me shoot down the other guy here with my rocket launcher. We got freaking rocket launchers. We got Gatling guns that shoot around and oh, it's cool. And we got the rocket launchers that can't freaking hit anything. Oh wait, there you go. He D. Whenever people die, they just float in space. Looking great. Looking great so far. I really appreciate that. I'm looking forward to having people play it and having fun with it. Rockets aren't guided, FYI. Those are missiles. Really? I didn't know that. Okay. Wait a minute. We gotta hold up. Start screen. Where's my start screen? Start screen. Okay. I need a label. There you go. There's your credit. I think we can make that bigger. I think we can make that like egregious. We can, yeah, let's make it like the Rocky theme. I mean, there you go. And there we go. We can ignore that. All right. So anytime someone logs in, we're not even gonna be able to see your name. It's just gonna be too big. Fresh Mia. Where we at? Where we at? Load it in. Load it in. There you go. Military. Well, I appreciate it, and I will change that. Absolutely. We won't have accurate forces knocking these things around. We won't have, anything make sense, but we will have the rockets whenever they're homing turn into missiles. Awesome. Well, thanks thanks a ton for being here, man. I'll see you around. See you, man.